How to relocate to Luxembourg. Have you ever dreamed of living in a peaceful, clean, and stunningly beautiful European country that offers a high quality of life, excellent salaries, and a real demand for foreign workers? Well, let me introduce you to a small but mighty gem in Western Europe, Luxembourg. Luxembourg may not be the first country you think of when planning to relocate, but it absolutely should be. Tucked between Belgium, France, and Germany, Luxembourg is a country that combines the charm of old Europe with the opportunity of modern living. It's clean, safe, and incredibly well organized. With a population of just over 600,000, it's one of the richest countries in the world per capita. And yes, I'm talking about an average salary that hovers around 65,000 euros per year, and minimum wage that's higher than most other EU countries. Luxembourg is a multilingual country, with Luxembourgish, French, and German as its official languages. But don't let that scare you. English is widely spoken, especially in the workplace, education, and public services. If you speak English and are willing to learn a little French or German, you're already in a great position. Now here's the exciting part. Luxembourg is actively looking for workers. The government has openly declared its need for skilled labor across various sectors: IT, finance, healthcare, construction, engineering, hospitality, and even manual labor jobs. It's one of the few European countries that genuinely welcomes foreign workers, not just with empty promises, but with real programs, support systems, and visa pathways. Luxembourg also offers a high standard of living, great public transport, a world-class healthcare system, and one of the lowest crime rates in Europe. The work-life balance is excellent, and you can travel to Germany, France, and Belgium in under 30 minutes from many towns. It's like having all of Europe on your doorstep. So now, let's talk about the ways you can relocate to Luxembourg and take advantage of this amazing opportunity. Whether you're skilled, a student, a freelancer, or just looking for a better life, there's a path for you. Let's break them down. 1. Work visa for skilled workers. One of the most reliable ways to relocate to Luxembourg is through a work visa for skilled workers. Luxembourg has a strong demand for professionals across various fields, especially in information technology, engineering, finance, healthcare, and even skilled trades like construction. If you have the right qualifications and experience, this pathway is very achievable, even if you're applying from your home country. The first step begins with searching for jobs online. You can start from the comfort of your home using platforms like Jobsloo, movajob.com, the EURES portal, LinkedIn Jobs, and even directly through company websites. International companies such as Amazon, Deloitte, PwC, and Ferrero all have offices in Luxembourg and regularly hire talent from abroad. It's important to tailor your CV using the EU standard format, called Europass, and write a targeted cover letter for each role you apply to. Try to prioritize listings that mention they're open to international applicants or offer visa sponsorship. Once you've applied and you land a job interview, usually virtual, you may receive an employment contract or official job offer. At this point, your employer in Luxembourg might need to complete something called a labor market test. This means they'll have to prove that they couldn't find a local or EU citizen to take the role. To do this, they'll advertise the job locally for a few weeks. And if no suitable candidate comes forward, the National Employment Agency in Luxembourg, called ADEM, will issue a certificate that clears the way for your employment as a foreign national. This part is handled mostly by the employer, but it's good to understand the process and confirm with them once it's done. With your job offer and labor market clearance in hand, the next phase is applying for what's called a temporary authorization to stay. This application must be submitted from outside Luxembourg, so you'll be handling it while still in your home country. You'll need to prepare a list of documents: your valid passport, job contract, a cover letter explaining your situation, proof of qualifications such as diplomas or certificates, a police clearance certificate from your country, a medical certificate from your local doctor, passport-sized photos, and sometimes even proof of where you'll stay once in Luxembourg, like a hotel reservation or temporary apartment booking. You'll then send your application by post to Luxembourg's Immigration Directorate, or you can submit it through a local embassy or consulate, if available. Processing times typically range from 1 to 3 months. Once your authorization is approved, you'll receive an official letter. With that letter in hand, you can go to the Luxembourg embassy or consulate in your country to apply for a Type D visa, which is a long-stay visa. This visa allows you to legally enter Luxembourg and begin your new life there. It's important not to travel before receiving this visa, as you won't be allowed to legally complete the next steps without it. When you arrive in Luxembourg, you're not quite finished yet. You'll need to officially declare your arrival at the local commune office, the town hall of the city or town you'll be staying in. Then, you'll undergo a medical examination with a doctor approved by Luxembourg's immigration authorities. After that, you'll submit all your documents and biometric data for your official residence permit. This permit is typically valid for 1 year and can be renewed as long as you continue working. If you're highly skilled and your salary offer is high enough, generally around 70,000 euros or more per year, you might qualify for the EU Blue Card, which gives you even more benefits. The Blue Card lets you move more freely across EU countries, makes it easier to bring your family, and gives you a faster track toward permanent residency. It follows a very similar process, but offers more long-term flexibility for skilled professionals who want to settle in Europe. 2. Job seeker visa for those without a job yet. Another great pathway for relocating to Luxembourg, especially if you don't yet have a job offer, is the job seeker visa. This visa is designed for non-EU nationals who want to move to Luxembourg temporarily to search for a job on the ground. It's a new and exciting opportunity, similar to what countries like Germany and Portugal already offer, and it's particularly helpful if you're confident in your skills but haven't secured employment yet. To qualify for this visa, the first thing you'll need is a university degree or professional qualification that's recognized in Luxembourg. This means your educational background needs to align with Luxembourg standards. If your qualification was obtained outside the EU, you might be asked to get it officially validated. This is called a diploma recognition process, and it's something you can begin while still in your home country. Next, you'll need to show proof of financial means. Since you'll be living in Luxembourg for a few months without working, the government wants to be sure you can support yourself without relying on public funds. A common requirement is having enough savings in your bank account, usually around 2,500 euros to 3,000 euros per month you intend to stay. If you're applying for a 6-month visa, for instance, you might need to show up to 15,000 euros in savings. You can also provide recent bank statements, proof of personal income, or a financial guarantee from a sponsor if applicable. Another important part of the application is a motivation letter. This is your chance to clearly explain why you want to move to Luxembourg, what kind of jobs you're targeting, and how your background, skills, and career goals align with the local job market. Your plan should be specific. Mention the sectors you're interested in, the job boards you plan to use, and even companies you've already been in contact with. A well-written motivation letter can significantly boost your chances of approval. In addition, you must have valid travel and health insurance that covers your entire stay in Luxembourg. Your insurance should provide coverage for medical emergencies, hospital stays, and repatriation if needed. Make sure to choose a policy that meets Schengen visa requirements, which typically means coverage of at least 30,000 euros. This job seeker visa is usually granted for a period of 3 to 6 months, giving you time to physically explore opportunities, attend interviews, and hopefully secure a job offer. Once you land a job during this period, you can apply to switch your status to a salaried worker residence permit without leaving the country. This is a major advantage, as it makes your transition from job seeker to employee seamless and efficient. If you're proactive, skilled, and ready to take your chance in the heart of Europe, the job seeker visa can be your foot in the door to a long-term future in Luxembourg. It's a bold move, but one that has paid off for many who took that leap. 3. Student visa for higher education. Another powerful way to move to Luxembourg is through a student visa for higher education. Luxembourg might be small in size, but it's home to one of Europe's most dynamic and innovative academic environments. The University of Luxembourg stands out for its international outlook, strong research focus, and multilingual education. Many of its degree programs are offered in English, especially at the master's and PhD levels, making it a great choice if you're looking to study in Europe without needing to speak French, German, or Luxembourgish fluently. If your goal is to expand your education, gain international exposure, and potentially stay after graduation, then this pathway is ideal. The process begins with applying and securing admission to a recognized institution in Luxembourg. Most international students aim for the University of Luxembourg, but there are also private institutions and specialized schools, depending on your area of study. Admissions typically open months in advance, so it's important to check deadlines and prepare early. You'll need your transcripts, certificates, a valid passport, proof of language proficiency, like IELTS or TOEFL for English programs, and sometimes a statement of purpose or letters of recommendation. Once you receive your admission letter, the next step is to gather your documents for the visa and residence permit application. You must show proof of financial means, usually through a bank statement, showing that you can cover your tuition fees and living expenses. As of recent standards, students are expected to have at least 1,100 euros to 1,500 euros per month to support themselves. You'll also need to show proof of accommodation, whether it's a university dorm, shared housing, or a rental contract, and valid health insurance that covers your stay in Luxembourg. After you've organized everything, you'll submit an application for a temporary authorization to stay as a student. This is processed by Luxembourg's Immigration Directorate. Once approved, you'll then apply for a long-stay visa, Type D, at the Luxembourg Embassy or consulate in your home country. With that visa, you can legally enter Luxembourg and begin your studies. As a student in Luxembourg, you're allowed to work up to 15 hours per week during the academic term and full-time during school holidays. This allows you to earn some money while gaining valuable experience and integrating into the local work culture. It's also a great way to build relationships with potential employers. And here's the exciting part. When you graduate, you don't have to leave right away. You can apply for a post-study work permit, which allows you to stay in Luxembourg for a period of time to search for a job related to your field of study. If you find a job during this period, you can then switch to a work visa or EU blue card, depending on your salary and role. This makes the student visa route not just a temporary move, but potentially the beginning of a long-term career and life in Luxembourg. Whether you're aiming for a world-class education, international connections, or a foot in the European job market, Luxembourg's student visa opens up all of those doors. For freelancer or self-employed visa, for entrepreneurs and remote workers. If you're an entrepreneur, a remote worker, or a freelancer running your own business, then the freelancer or self-employed visa could be your golden ticket to relocating to Luxembourg. This visa route is ideal for people who don't necessarily want to work for a company, but are ready to create value on their own terms, especially those in tech, consulting, digital services, design, marketing, or other independent professions. Luxembourg is known for its strong support for small businesses and startups. The government actively promotes innovation and entrepreneurship, making it a welcoming destination for anyone bringing a fresh business idea or offering a professional service that contributes to the local economy. Whether you're offering digital solutions, building a niche online brand, or freelancing for international clients, this visa option allows you to legally live and work in Luxembourg while growing your business. To begin, you'll need a solid business plan. This is not just a formality, it's the heart of your application. Your business plan should clearly explain what you do, how your services or products will benefit the Luxembourg economy, and why your venture is viable. It should include things like your target market, expected income, how you plan to operate in Luxembourg, and your growth projections. The stronger and more detailed your plan is, the better your chances of approval. You'll also need to show proof of financial resources. This means having enough funds to support both yourself and the early stages of your business. There's no fixed amount, but as a general rule, having at least 12,000 euros to 15,000 euros in savings is considered a healthy starting point. The more you can show, especially in terms of ongoing income or client contracts, the better. Along with finances, your qualifications or work experience related to your field are important. The government wants to be sure you're capable of running your business successfully. So be prepared to provide documents like diplomas, certifications, past client testimonials, portfolios, or contracts that prove your expertise and track record in your industry. A key step in the process is registering your activity with the Luxembourg Trade and Companies Register, also known as the RCS. This is where your business becomes official in the eyes of Luxembourg law. You may also need to get approval from the Ministry of the Economy if your activity falls under certain regulated professions. It's best to start this process while still in your home country, since your visa application will depend on these registrations and approvals. Once your application is approved, you'll receive a residence permit for self-employed activity. This permit allows you to legally live and work in Luxembourg while running your business. Over time, you can renew this permit, and after 5 years of legal residence, you can apply for permanent residency, which means no more permit renewals and greater access to EU mobility. For freelancers, consultants, remote tech workers, digital nomads, or online entrepreneurs looking to settle in a stable, high-income European country, this pathway is not only possible, it's realistic. With the right preparation and a strong case, Luxembourg can be the ideal base to grow your independent career while enjoying everything the country has to offer. 5. Startup visa for innovators and tech founders. If you're an innovator, a tech founder, or someone with a groundbreaking business idea, then Luxembourg's startup visa might be the perfect pathway for you. Over the past few years, Luxembourg has quietly become one of Europe's rising startup hubs, offering a business-friendly environment, access to EU markets, government-backed funding opportunities, and a strong support network for entrepreneurs. Whether you're building a fintech solution, a green tech platform, an AI-driven product, or any scalable innovation, Luxembourg is actively inviting people like you to set up and grow your venture here. So how does it work? First, your business idea must be innovative. This visa isn't for ordinary small businesses. It should bring something new to the table, something that can create jobs, drive digital transformation, or contribute to sectors like sustainability, finance, health tech, logistics, or cybersecurity. Your startup must have the potential to scale across Europe, and your business plan must reflect that. Before applying for the visa itself, you'll need to get your project approved by the Ministry of the Economy in Luxembourg. This is a critical step. The ministry will evaluate your idea based on its level of innovation, growth potential, economic value, and your ability to execute it. So your business plan should be watertight, covering your product or service, market research, competitive advantage, team structure, financial forecast, and roadmap for development and expansion. In addition to the approval, you must show proof of funds. This means having enough financial resources to support yourself while building your startup, and to fund at least the initial stages of your business. Depending on the nature of your startup, this could vary, but having at least 20,000 euros to 50,000 euros in accessible capital gives your application more credibility. Once you receive the green light from the ministry and meet the requirements, you can then apply for a residence permit to build and operate your startup in Luxembourg. This permit allows you to live in the country while launching and scaling your business, giving you access to co-working spaces, accelerator programs, networking events, and potential investors within the thriving local ecosystem. Luxembourg also offers strong government and EU-backed support for startups, including grants, incubator space, and connections to global markets. If your business takes off, you can renew your permit, grow your team, and eventually qualify for permanent residency after 5 years. For tech founders, digital innovators, and startup dreamers who are ready to take their idea to the next level, Luxembourg offers not just a visa, but a launch pad. Luxembourg is more than just a financial hub or a tiny country in Europe. It's a land of opportunity. Whether you're looking for better job prospects, a safer environment, or a peaceful life in a multicultural society, Luxembourg offers it all. With a high standard of living, generous salaries, and a government that supports immigration to meet its growing labor demands, now is the time to consider making the move. If you've been thinking about starting a new life abroad, don't overlook Luxembourg. It may just be the opportunity you've been waiting for. If you appreciate our content, please subscribe for more updates on immigration and relocation tips.